Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, two graded stakes races on tap at Indiana Grand on Wednesday. Let's throw up the field for race number 10. This is the Grade 3 Indiana Oaks, 3-year-old fillies going a mile and a 16th. 11 entered. We're expecting the 7, Aurelia Grand, to scratch. She just ran second in the Iowa Oaks on Sunday afternoon. Still a wide open race, Mike. The 6, She Dares the Devil, graded stakes winner at Oaklawn Park. She's got good tactical speed, and she's probably the class of this race.
Yeah, already a graded stakes winner. It feels like she's going to be a relatively clear-cut favorite in here after just wiring a field at Churchill last time and never having an anxious moment there. Dan, she probably can't make the lead in here, but I don't know if that really matters.
I agree with your assessment of the pace, as does Timeform US, but I still think a very good trip is coming for the versatile She Dares the Devil, who won the Honeybee from off the pace. You mentioned her gate-to-wire victory against optional claiming foes last time, and I agree with Timeform US. I think the 5, Miss T2, a stretch-out sprinter with speed, she's going to be going to the front. She Dares the Devil could be sitting in the catbird seat.
Yeah, it feels like Miss T2 will go to the lead here, stretching out, but She's There. The Devil has shown that she does not need the lead to be effective, so I think you're right. She'll get a good trip in this race.
Let's talk about the number 1, Fire Coral in here. Mike, I think she's a little bit dirtied up in this spot. I kind of liked her first 2 starts at Oaklawn Park this year, both wins, one from off the pace, then a soft trip on the lead. She certainly didn't have a soft trip at a big price in the Grade 2 Fantasy. It was a really rough run for her, and probably as part of the pace situation. There was a very fast pace. She was running late, but she was running pretty strongly late. I thought that was a good effort, and I thought she was just totally pace compromised behind She Dares the Devil last time.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you in some ways. I mean, I don't really care about her fantasy. I did like her 2 Oaklawn races. I don't know what to say about that race last time, Dan. She Dares the Devil just sort of dominated that race, and Fire Coral, I mean, they basically put her to a drive on the backstretch. She never really picked up with any kind of a run in there. Overall, it was pretty disappointing. I just don't know how much you want to hold that race against her.
Lucky Betty, the number 2, she also comes out of that She Dares the Devil race. And I liked her races at Oaklawn 2 and 3 back as well, especially the race 2 starts back, where she rated and she really fired on home. And maybe last time out again, there wasn't a lot of pace. They ran 1-2 around the track. It's not like she was as far back as Fire Coral, though. She was up close. Can you make an excuse for that race for her?
I mean, I'd like to make excuses for both of these 2 horses out of that race. In some ways, it makes it really hard to take them because She Dares the Devil just absolutely buried them last time. But as you were, sort of pointing to, they both ran well in their starts prior to that. I don't know that I just want to give up on these 2 horses right away.
Tempers Rising, the number 3, as you see on the pace projector, is going to be hoping for some hitting up front. She is a true one-run closer for trainer Dallas Stewart, but she's kept some good company lines. She is a nice fit in this year's Indiana Oaks. She was second in the Fairground Oaks 2 starts back, and last time out, while she didn't do much running in that allowance race, it was a pretty good field. And Vuittant will run in Saturday's Ashland at Keeneland. The third-place finisher came back to win at Churchill with a 77 buyer.
Yeah, I mean, another horse who's coming off a sort of a subpar effort, but that she's better than that. She had run better than that over the winter at Fairgrounds. It just feels like if they go fast pace in front of her, and they should go a fast pace in this race, it's going to set up well for her.
Impeccable Style has some upside potential. She's been knocking on the door in recent starts, including a stakes placing over the Polytrack 2 back at Turfway. Just missed most recently, but did finish ahead of Aurelia Garland, who is expected to scratch on Wednesday after finishing second in Sunday's Iowa Oaks. Good tactical speed. I think she's going the right way for Kenny McPeak.
I think she can improve again here. I also felt like she would probably have to improve again. All in all, I thought she ran fine last time, Dan. That was a really good trip. I thought Lannery gave her the right ride in there. She had her shot at it. She could not get by Velvet Crush on the lead, but she ran fine. She's going to have to improve to win this race, though.
Expected pace setter, the 5, Miss T2, third start of the form cycle for the great Bill Mott. First time around 2 turns, however, couldn't last the 6.5 most recently at Churchill. Decent enough group. The third horse coming back to win at Ellis Park, and a non-winner's a 1 other than with a 78 buyer. You're going to have her to catch.
Yeah, I think so. She went a really fast pace in that race last time and just couldn't hold on at the end. I mean, the horse that won the race came from pretty far back and just steamrolled her in the stretch, but she did pretty well to last for a second, I thought. I don't know about the 2 turns for her, Dan, especially if She Dares the Devil is going to be breathing down her neck, but this filly does have some talent.
As for She Dares the Devil, she is the horse to beat, to be sure. She's won 2 out of her last 3 races. The only loss in that 3-race stretch behind Swiss Skydiver, one of the 2 divisional leaders, and she was well beaten that day. But it's not like her recent good form came out of nowhere. She was a solid 2-year-old in Southern California, then trained by Simon Callahan, including a graded stakes placing behind the talented but ill-fated Amalfi Sunrise. I think a good trip's coming, and I think you got to use her in any kind of multiple race play.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way about her. I think she's going to be a relatively heavy favorite in here, but she's also, pretty hard to stand against. Her recent form is actually very good.
Really a grand. The Garland, the 7, is expected to scratch. The 8 is Spartanka, who has won 2 out of her last 3 races, including this race on May the 25th over a sealed, sloppy track. Spartanka got a big pace and a great trip. She had the rail open up for her. It was wide open. She ran on through, and she's going to put this field away to the tune of an 82 Beyer speed figure, a far and away a career best. I wonder if the track and the pace situation and the trip had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, you feel like it probably did. On the other hand, there is a way to look at her and just say, you know what? She's better since Maker's taken over. She made a really sharp run in that race last time, pretty far out of it early, but she got on top of that field pretty quickly around the turn, and then won pretty easily with a new top buyer. There's things to like at a price.
Have you given up on the 9 Alondra? We really liked her debut at Saratoga. She showed big speed that day. She was the beaten favorite in the Grade 1 Alcibiades behind the very sharp British Idiom, and she just didn't show any speed in that race. In her subsequent races, she didn't show much speed, and Shug McGahee put the blinkers on last time out, and she responded with speed, but albeit in a paceless race. Let's watch Alondra's return off a 2-month layoff in a non-winners of 1 other than allowance. She has the blinkers on. She's in the blue silk. She's on the lead, and she's just better than these.
Yeah, I mean, I as to your question, when we started here, I mean, I haven't given up on her yet, but boy, she's sort of running out of time to step up and run a faster race. And I thought this race was just fine, Dan. I like that they got more aggressive with her. At the end of the day, she won that race pretty easily, but as you said, the pace was not fast. She had a pretty soft trip. I still think she can do better. I'm going to use her somewhere in here.
I think Beyer Ness, the number 10, is a sleeper in here for Rafael Bejarano. She won her first 2 starts, and in her second race, I know it was over a sealed, sloppy track, but she beat Swiss Skydiver that day, and she showed good tactical speed in doing so, and I just think she's probably rounding herself back into form. This is only going to be her 5th lifetime start. In her 2 subsequent races after facing a Swiss Skydiver, she caught tonalist shape. She caught 4 Graces, who's a nice sprinter at Churchill. I think this competition and this distance is more to her liking.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. I agree with you that she's a horse I think you want to keep an eye on anyway. I don't know what ultimately her best distance is going to be. And I don't think she's run well in either of her last 2 starts. That sort of concerns me. Her Devon Adele was not a good performance. And last time, I know 4 Graces is pretty good, but this really was no factor in that race. Maybe this is a little easier for her, Dan, but I kind of want to see her. I want her to prove it to me at this point.
We saw Spartanka splash home at Gulfstream on May the 25th. Earlier on that same card, Gibberish was able to win. Let's take a look at that performance. Gibberish got up close to the pace from the outside, took over turning into the stretch, and as you see, in a driving rainstorm, she's just better than these horses. She won by 7, 88 Beyer speed figure, and maybe it was just simply the wet track that moved her right up, but she's very lightly raced. She goes out for a high percentage trainer, and she does have speed. I don't think you're getting the 20-1 with Louis Saez aboard with that 88 Beyer speed figure staring you in the face, but I have a feeling that this filly has some upside potential. I think she's going to be hustled out of there. I don't think she's going to lose that much ground going into the first turn.
Yeah, she may not. I just wonder if sending her towards the front here will actually work out when you consider the stretch out sprinter is going, and the favorite in the race, She Dares the Devil, is going to be up close as well. We'll see. I'm not going to, make a big stand against this horse off of a fast race, but she's not my kind of horse.
She has to prove it over fast going. I'm hoping she does as we take a look at our top picks. She won't be 20-1, but she should be a fairly decent price on the tote coming off that big fig confidence builder. I'm going to use her on top. I have to use the favorite, She Dares the Devil. She's the horse to beat. Miss T2 maybe lands a share after making the pace. I went 11-6-5-8. You're going to give Lucky Betty one more chance.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Again, it was pretty hard for me to convince myself to take her, Dan, after her last race where She Dares the Devil just crushed her. But I liked her 2 starts prior to that. I really like her tactical speed as well. I think she's going to fall into a trip here. I'm going to see if she can do better.
If She Dares the Devil gets this done, it would be her second graded stakes win this year, and she probably would be on the fast track to the Kentucky Oaks. We'll take stands against her with price sources. Mike likes the 2 Lucky Betty. I'll take the 11 Gibberish in the Grade 3 Indiana Oaks, one of 2 graded stakes races at Indiana Grand on Wednesday. The Oaks has an approximate post time of 7:10 Eastern. Good luck.